Hey, what's up, Closer Nation? And welcome to another edition of Whiteboard Wednesday. This week, we're going to talk about social selling. Now, on LinkedIn, hundreds of times each day, I see people having the debate, cold calls versus social selling. They say, do things like door knocking and cold calling and networking still work, or are they better or worse than social selling? And I'm not here to have that debate today, but it is something that you should consider. It's a major topic on LinkedIn. I see it all the time over there, and I see a little bit of it on Facebook as well, but it is like the thing to talk about right now when it comes to sales on LinkedIn. Now, here's the thing though. I'm not saying that cold calling and all that stuff doesn't work, but I'm saying social prospecting is an easier way to leverage your time. So imagine if you go to a network meeting and it takes you 15 to 20 minutes to drive from your home or your office or wherever you are and park and then get in there. Then you spend an hour bullshitting with somebody that's probably not even gonna buy your stuff anyway, because people that show up to networking events, they don't show up and say, oh, I just got so much business, I wanna give random strangers who are needy, right? They're not UNICEF, okay? What happens is everybody shows up at this place, and what happens is they all want business, so it's like a bunch of greedy vulture. If you walked in there with a piece of meat, they'd be like a bunch of wildcats that have been locked up at the zoo for 20 years on it. Wow, like cougars, you're cougars. Anyway, so here's the thing. With social selling, it gives you an ability to create a more bond with somebody. It allows you to leverage your time. You don't have to drive 30 minutes and then waste your time with people. You can get in front of hundreds, maybe even thousands of people at once. And I'm going to explain to you some of the best practices that you can use to do that today. So first, let's talk about someone's profile. I call it social reconnaissance, because you don't just want to start engaging with somebody for no reason. You want to go in and you want to be intentional. You see so many people in our world today, they walk around asleep. Yeah, man, I'm going to like that. We'll share that shit. Right? And people have like this, they're just asleep doing things. But see, you have to operate with intention, because most people are scared of intention, because intention comes with responsibility and consequences, and most people avoid those two things like the plague. So when you are going to someone's profile, you're intentionally scoping out what they're doing. You're doing social reconnaissance. You're seeing what they post about, what they're interested in, what they talk about, so that you can engage with them on those topics. If you find out that they're into turkey hunting in North Dakota in the middle of February, you go Google that shit, figure out some articles, read some stuff, and then strike up a conversation with them about that so you can create that bonding process. That's how really easy it is. But you want to start engaging people on their profile, because there's a few things that every social network does. They measure the amount of engagement you get and the amount of time in between previous engagements. It doesn't matter if it's LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. So you want to start communicating with people on their profile. A, they're going to get a notification. That creates a point of familiarity. But on the other end, it's going to help you get more affinity with them, to where they start seeing your post, you start seeing their post, which creates more familiarity. So start with the profile. The second thing that you can do is you can shoot people DMs, right? Direct messages. This works on any social media thing as well. But what you want to do is, before you send somebody a DM, you want to definitely go and scope out their profile. Do not send DMs without social recon. That's like going in raw dog, man. That's just not a safe bet. You know what I'm saying? So you want to scope out, same thing, figure out what they've been up to, and then shoot them a direct message. I'll give you an example. When you go and you look at somebody's wall here, and we see that this person was at the zoo. Well, I would send them a direct message going, hey, I was taking a look at your profile, realized you were at the zoo. I was thinking about taking my kids to the zoo too. That rhymes. I was taking my kids to the zoo too, and I just wondered what was your favorite part, or is it even worth going? Then you've started a conversation. Most conversations between professionals somewhere along the lines end up with how's business going and so on and so forth. So when they say how's business going, business is going awesome, but I can always use more people like you or someone you know to do business with. I mean, after all, that's what we're doing this for, right? So it gives you a soft pitch to start getting in front of them. And then oftentimes, if you've ever taken my program Catch, or from the Show Up and Close, you can get it at showupandclose.com. If you've ever taken that training program, then you know that you can use our Catch process, and when people hit you up or when you hit people up, it works both ways in the direct message inbox. Then you're able to communicate with them and close them oftentimes on basically a one call or a one chat close. The third way is through posts, okay? So you want to engage with people. Their profile is one thing to do some social reconnaissance before you comment or like or send them a direct message, but their posts are another way. You want to see which particular post. You want to position yourself, and you want to make sure that you engage on their posts. If they've got a post that doesn't hardly have any likes or any engagement, that's your key to go in. Right? Most people think they want to comment on the one that everybody else is commenting on, but what happens is you get lost in the sea of faces when you do that. So when you go over and you see somebody's post, go to the post that has 1 or 2 likes, then leave a comment. They get the notification, they get the gratification of someone that's seen, because that's the whole thing, right? People put stuff on Facebook because they want somebody to see it. They're like, look at me, right? That's the whole point of it. So when you do this, I looked at you, they're like, high five, man, that's what I wanted. That's how it's supposed to go down. So you want to engage with people on their post as well. The next thing is we have groups. Like I've built the group Sales Talk with Sales Pros. It's got like 50,000 people in it at this point. And we built that organically. We don't run ads to it. Every now and then we mention it in videos like this so that you can join. It's free, doesn't cost anything. We have this group on Facebook, and anytime that I need to put a sales pitch out there, I've got access to 50,000 people to do so. Guess what? Anytime that we have a specific way of doing it, do not spam us, damn it. I say that in every video too. It's like I have to. I can't just be like, hey, post in the group. Do not spam us. But when other people post in the group, they're broadcasting in front of potentially 50,000 people as well. You can go into groups that are already built, so you don't even have to build your own group. You don't have to be an admin to post in most groups. So you just go in there and build authority that way inside the group. And so any groups, this LinkedIn groups, and the thing about LinkedIn groups is when you post inside LinkedIn groups, LinkedIn loves to email the shit out of people. Well, you can use that to your advantage. So LinkedIn will send out emails. Facebook will send out notifications, and in some cases emails to people as well, and it gives you the opportunity to get in front of complete strangers, but to position yourself as some sort of authority and attract them and start the prospecting method. Now, lastly, but most importantly, is video. The easiest way to get your message in front of people, to start prospecting people, to have, like we talked about, those catch conversations, the easiest way to do that is to get on video. It's also the bravest way, because listen, the number one fear in America is public speaking. And so people are scared to death to look stupid in front of other people. Well, the video camera is like the ultimate form of public speaking because it's on record and it can be played on the interwebs forever. Right? And so people are scared to death of videos. When you step up and you get on video and you put that in front of people, whether you can leverage your video in a group, on a post, through the direct message, you can even use videos as replies to people on Facebook. You can use videos on LinkedIn, YouTube, any way that you want. But a video is a powerful way to get a message in front of somebody. So you can make a video. What I did was when I sold cars, I made a video about how to use Microsoft Sync, which is inside Ford vehicles. So I did a demonstration. I had a few Russian friends that had funny last names, so I would push the button and I would say call, and I would say their name, and it would repeat it back to me, and it would actually call them, and I go, if this could figure out these Russian names, it'll definitely figure out your buddy Joe up the street. And so I was showing them in advance how awesome this was, and then I would go show them from the used car lot some of the other ones that didn't work as well. And so I showed them right there in the video. It was funny, it was catchy. And what happened is these people would share it, these people would share it. I got in front of more and more strangers, and I sold cars as a direct result of that. I did the same thing in mortgages. Anytime that I had something that had happened, I would make a video about what went wrong with the mortgage process or what went right with the mortgage process. I would contain a lesson, and people would share it because video is the hot thing right now. As a matter of fact, Facebook actually has more videos being uploaded daily than YouTube does. Right? It is the hot thing right now. Video, live video is huge on Periscope, on Twitter, on Facebook. Recorded video is huge on LinkedIn. Instagram live video is a big deal. Snapchat, there's over 2.5 billion snaps per day. Video is the key to social prospecting. So here's the thing, you've got to have all 5 of them. You've got to have social reconnaissance and engaging with people on their profile or their wall, whatever you want to call it. You want to send people direct messages. You want to make sure that you're sharing and engaging and commenting on the correct post so that you get noticed and attention, because we're doing these things intentionally. The next thing is you can get in front of strangers and people that you're not even connected to yet by leveraging the power of groups that other people have already built, and then they're emailing, incestuous emailing that they constantly do. And then lastly, you can use the power of video to get in front of multiple people, and you can pitch thousands of people via video at once versus making a bunch of door knocks, going in front of a bunch of deadbeats, or spending a bunch of time on the phone. So if you enjoyed this, if you learned from it, make sure that you give me the thumbs up. You share this with somebody that matters. If you're watching this and reading it on the blog, make sure that you hit the share button next to this. Also, if you're not a member of my mastermind, what in the world? We need people like you. You're watching this video, you're trying to get better at your craft. We want your input, we want your expertise, we want your skills so that we can collectively be better. Go to breakfreeacademy.com/entourage and join the #1 mastermind for salespeople, small business owners, and entrepreneurs on the planet. I promise you'll love it. Later.